Let's Cook comes to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie products.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Grenada has a rich cultural diversity. We mingle, of course, with the French, the Spanish, the British. Yeah, no argument over that. Whether or not you at Pedmata, you at Montgelou, or this week, we were supposed to be an undisclosed location, but I can tell you, we're at Montou. That's French. Now you understand the cultural heritage. When it comes to what we eat, we've dabbled in a whole lot of things. We tried the pelao, some say pelao. Of course, there is the oil dung. The good old oil dung, the breadfruit that Captain Bly brought here for all you history students. But this week, I'm telling you, we touch it with a different side. I've got a glass of Chardonnay to start it off. But of course, I'm telling you, the man that could really take us on this cultural journey is the man, the creative chef. Chef, we hear is episode 4. And I understand from the genie, it takes a little twist this week.
Yes, so this is episode 4. Good evening to the listening public. And on this episode, what we're going to do, we have a nice selection for you in terms of for the kids. So we're going to do a nice meatball, right? A hearty meatball. We're going to mix beef and chicken, grounded chicken. And we're going to make a nice meatball for the kids. So if you're at home and you want to let the kids get involved, that's something they could put on their gloves and start, getting involved with to make the meatballs, right? And from this episode, the other episodes that's going to come on the show after this, we know what's going to happen. We're going to be all over Grenada. It's going to take a different culinary twist. We were just warming you guys up to what is to come. And it's going to be an amazing journey ahead.
It is going to be an amazing journey, no doubt. Episode 4 promises excitement. The journey begins now, right here. It's Let's Cook. Episode 4, it's your boy JC and the Creative Chef. Chef, take it away.
I will. Good day again, guys, and we're here at the disclosed location. At least we disclosed the location a little earlier before. And today what we have for you, we have a nice meatball that we're going to make. Now, what the meat that we are about to use, we have half pound of minced beef, grounded beef, and then we have half pound of ground chicken. For all this, the recipe that we are about to make, for all that you would need, you would have to get eggs, you would need breadcrumbs, you would need some cheese, you would have some garlic and some peppers, some onions, the seasoning of your choice from your backyard, and of course, we're going to touch it up with some Maggi. Now guys, I will start by cutting the onions, and you want to have all these items cut and prepared beforehand so you can mix the meatballs. So I'm taking my time, and we want it small dice. It's very important to dice the onions small, especially for the meatballs, so when we eating, we don't get chunks of onions while we eat. So 1 medium onion is good. We're going to add that right into the bowl with our grounded beef and chicken. We're just going to finish the onions over here. Be mindful anytime you use onions or you finish using them, be mindful just to wash your hands after so it doesn't burn your eyes or stay on your hands. All right, we're gonna add that right in. We're gonna just wash our hands real quick. We're gonna cut into our seasoning pepper. We de-seed them. Take your time. For me, I like to use my big chef knife. At home, if you're not used to using the knives and you can't keep your fingers away from the sharp edges, you'd want to take your time with your knife so you don't get cut. I'm going to use 2 seasoning peppers, a red one and a green one. And for this one as well, guys, you want to make sure that we have nice small dices. Now, if you're using the food processor, you could also de-seed these and use the food processor and blend it all the way up. For me, I would like, you know, when you're eating the meatball, you taste a little bit of everything. So nice small dice would work perfectly fine. All right, I'm gonna finish de-seed this one here. Remember, we're keeping it clean and we're working tidy. So we're just gonna set this aside and then we're gonna take it and put it in the bin. We're gonna finish dice the peppers. Also, if you don't like meatballs, this could also be used for your burger as well. So this recipe is versatile for burgers. You can use it for your burger patty or you can use it for your meatball. So we have our onions in there, we have our peppers in there. We're gonna crush our garlic now. Just keeping all the excess to the side. All right, make sure the board is nice and clean. Hands are clean, and then we're gonna keep washing our hands. We're gonna dice 2 cloves of garlic. Small dice. Garlic in here. We're gonna clean off our board immediately. Ensure that our hands are all clean. Now, important ingredient that we are about to add here. We're gonna break the egg in a bowl. Now, some recipes call for egg yolks, some recipes call for the egg white. I add a whole egg, and then I would add breadcrumbs just to absorb the moisture. Before that is done, you want to put a little bit of fine leaf in there. Or we call it thyme, which gives a nice flavor to our meat. Set this in the garbage. Just chop this up. And you can smell the aroma as we're working. With all the fresh herbs. I'm gonna add this right to here. I'm gonna add some salt. Now, some recipes call for Worcestershire sauce. However, not all household is going to have that. And then we're going to add our egg. So you can use that, of course, and then to season, we're going to add a little bit of Maggi, just a couple dashes of Maggi. This is the all-purpose Maggi that we're using in this one, guys. So a little bit. We're going to add some breadcrumbs, about a half cup of breadcrumbs. And then we're going to use some milk. Now, the milk and the egg is to keep the meatballs nice and soft. We just add about a quarter cup of milk. Guys, just bear in mind that you could always add, but you cannot take away. And what I'm going to do, because my hands are clean, I'm going to just mix this. You want to just mix this together, give it a good mix. So you don't want it too soft. You want it to be able to hold together properly in the oven so that it doesn't fall apart when you form in the balls. So as you can see, the mixture is a bit wet. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit more breadcrumbs in there. We're going to give it a next mix. Right? So when you at this stage and you mix it, this is what your meat consistency should look like. However, I'm going to wash my hands and then I'm going to just taste it a little bit to make sure that we have enough salt in it, and then we're going to add a little bit of pepper, and we're going to flavor it up a little bit more, and then we're going to roll it out, and then we're going to put it in our oven. So here we have it, guys. We have our nice meatball mix. We're going to add a little bit of salt to that again over the top, with a little bit of Maggi all-purpose seasoning. You don't want to add too much. And then we're going to just give that a nice mix again one more time. And this time I'm going to use my spatula. We're just going to mix it all in. And the fun is about to begin. Now if you're at home with your kids and you want them to have a good time in the kitchen with you, this is the perfect opportunity for them to have some fun, to roll the beef out. You may want to have gloves for this one. I'm just going to use my hands here, guys. And what you want to do is just form, you want to squeeze the meat together, and then we're going to form nice balls with them. Now if you find the meat is a little bit too soft, you could always use some more breadcrumbs. Now this here is nice and perfect, right? So we're just going to add it. Now to add it in the oven, you want to have your tray ready, your oven already preheated to 375 degrees. Now your meatballs should be about 1 ounce each, because we're going to put them in a hot dog bread. So it's a little twist to this today, right? And we keep shaping them out. So the kids could get in on this one. You just take your time while you're rolling them. You don't want to be too rough, just gentle. Remember, we are at a different location today. Small kitchen, and we enjoying it. No matter where you are in Grenada, it's always good to have some fun in the kitchen. And this is the episode for the kids, that you could have the kids involved in this one. They could jump in the meat, and get right in there. Have some fun activities with the kids. Alright. We're going to keep rolling those. Remember, you want to keep the consistency, even if they're not perfect, but you want to keep them as close as possible, about 1 ounce, based on the size that we're going to do, because we are going to put them in a hot dog bread. Keep rolling them. So this should make almost at least over 15 balls, depends on the size that you have. And you can use any type of meat that you would have, any grounded meat. Some people like to use pork. If you prefer to use pork, just know the ratio of pork. But today, what we're working with half and half. Half chicken, half beef. If you're now tuning on and joining us, remember, it's all about let's cook. And we're using all the ingredients that we would have in your house. So here we have it. And what we're going to do, the oven is already preheated. We're going to put it in the oven, right? Before it goes in the oven, I'm just going to wash my hands real quick. And then we have some cheese. You could use cheese of your choice. What I'm using here is a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And I'm just going to put that to the top of the meatballs. I could hear you at home saying, because what's going to happen when we put it in the oven, the cheese is going to melt down, and that will help flavor our meatballs as well. So we're just adding some cheese to this one. Now I know some of you guys at home are the vegan lovers and the vegetarian lovers. Your section is coming soon. We'll have a special show for the vegan and the vegetarian lovers. So you just want to put a little bit of cheese on top of here. So all the people that's probably lactose intolerant or allergic to these ingredients that we've been using for the last 4 episodes, we are going to be doing vegan and vegetarian soon. So here we have it, guys. And we are about to pop these in the oven. Here we have it, guys. And we are about to pop these in the oven. You want to leave it until it's golden brown or until cooked. So let's say about 25 minutes in 375 should be ideal. But you want to keep checking it because you don't want it to overcook. Meatballs that overcooked is not good.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Welcome back, guys. If you're now joining us, what we have today is we have a meatball going on. It's always, this episode is for the kids, and then we're going to have some more kids coming in future episodes, right? So we have the meatball in the oven, and we're about to make our sauce for the meatball. So we have a little bit of shadow benny, we have some parsley, we're going to use some tomato paste, along with some onions, some brown sugar, and some peppers. Now we want to chop these nice and fine. Rough chopping is not too bad in this case for the sauces, if you're going to blend it afterwards. However, if you're finishing as we're going to finish today, you want it to be nice and fine. Right? We're going to add some water to the pot. Oh, look at that. Yeah? So I'll add a little bit of water to the pot. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Right? We're going to mix that around in a bit. But while this is getting hot, and we mix it around some, and then we're going to add our parsley to that. Add some more water. Remember, we're making our sauce for the meatballs. And this is the base. We're using a tomato base for the sauce. Right? So you gradually add water. You keep adding a little water. Again, you want to take your time with this. It's on a medium heat. Alright, we're going to add our parsley to that. We're going to julienne the peppers. You're going to add that to the pot. A little brown sugar. So now the sauce that we make today, it's tomato based sauce. We had some peppers in there, some seasoning peppers. We had some bell peppers. We had some parsley, a little bit of sugar to balance the flavors, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of all-purpose Maggi seasoning, and we just are waiting on our meatballs now. In the meantime, we'll just grab our bread. I'm just going to grab the bread from over here, and then we're just going to slice into the bread and prepare it for when the meatballs comes out. I'm going to take the stove off on the sauce, and I'm just going to put it to the back of the stove. Guys, and for this one, you could cut your meatballs or your bread to fit your meatballs in the hot dog bread. We're using whole wheat bread today. You want to cut it lengthways, or you can cut it from the side as well. But I cut it this way, and I'm not going to cut all the way into it. Reason being, because when I put the meatballs in, I don't want them to fall apart. So I'm cutting 3/4 way into the bread. Set this one aside. I'm going to repeat the process in the other bread as well. Set it aside. So in the meantime, we're just waiting on our meatballs to finish from the oven, and then we're going to get ready to plate these up. Remember, it's all about the kids. It's all about Let's Cook with Dutch Lady and Maggie. And we're going to make this one a really beautiful one. Guys, so we're about to go into the oven to see how our meatballs is doing. From the time that we had it in, I think it's just about ready, but we're going to test to make sure. Woo! When you enter in the oven, guys, be mindful and be sure to use your oven mitts to protect yourself properly. Wow, look at those. Look at those. Wow, beautiful. The cheese that we have on the top is giving it a nice color to the top. From the touch of it, I could tell that it's ready. As you can see, their shape, they decreased in size a little bit from the cooking process or from the baking process. And the temperature, I'm just testing the temperature, the internal temperature, to make sure that where we want to be. And we're well over 80 degrees Celsius, which is, for the internal temperature, is perfect. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take the balls, some of the balls, we're going to cut off the oven. And we're going to take some of the balls and add it to the sauce, right? Now for these, you might want to use a fork or a thumb. Remember, guys, it's all about Let's Cook. This is for the kids. We're having a good time here. We're going to set this aside a bit, and we're just going to toss it in the sauce a little. All right? Just coat it in the sauce a little bit. If you want yours dry, you could also have it that way. You could have it without the sauce. But the sauce complements everything. Right? Welcome back. As you were paying attention, and we know, we definitely have a nice meatball marinara, we call it. It's for the kids. Remember, I was saying earlier that once you in the kitchen and you want the kids to be involved, they could mix the meatballs. It's a perfect exercise for the kids. However, we're going to go by the drink side. Now today, what we're going to use, we have our sweet treats that I bought from the Market Square. It's by Peaches. What it is groundnut sugar cake. So I'm going to take some of this, and all the flavoring from this is going to be the flavoring for our punch. We're going to use a little bit of banana. We're going to use a little bit of peanut butter. And we're going to make this one is for the guys, but no alcohol, right? The kids could use it as well. So what we're going to do, this drink, we're going to add a few cubes of ice to the bottom. All right. We have some banana that was already peeled and frozen. So this is going to add to the texture and the coolness of our drink. So we're going to add all of this in here. Now we're going to add some of the groundnut sugar cake. A spoon of the peanut butter. We're using the chunky one today. And then we're going to add some milk. The reason why I'm adding milk and not condensed milk, because all the other items in here, the peanut butter already consists of a sugar. The banana already has its natural sweetness. So we're just adding a little bit of milk. Bear in mind, guys, that you want to make sure that the blender cover is covered properly. We could always add, but we can't take out. It's plugged in. And we're going to turn it on. So what we need to do at this stage, we're going to add some more milk to liquefy it. And then we're going to taste it just now for the sugar. If not, then we always have some brown sugar that we could add gradually. A little bit more milk. And then we're going to add some brown sugar here. Now this one I'm not going to add any nutmeg or anything like that because the groundnut sugar cake has all the flavor in with the ginger. So we're going to just give this a last blend and then we're going to pour. After that we're going to plate everything up. And just grab a spoon just to taste it, guys. Now look at the consistency. And we're just going to taste it to make sure that it's good. Very good. The only thing is, for me, I just want to get it blended a little bit longer so it's a little smoother, right? There we have it. So guys, we're just plating it up. Guys, that is what we're talking about. You don't need me to talk. I mean, if it was JC, you could have taken his voice. It's a golden voice. But for creative, what? I didn't see how much balls I put in the sauce, just enough. Oh, JC?
You measure it.
The balls have it.
These are balls, man.
Folks, we're getting ready to pull the curtains down on this one. It's been a really exciting hour under, of course, the knife and the blade and being in the kitchen of the creative chef. Creative, you did say we We touched the crystal ball. The JD man said this one was going to be special.
Definitely.
What I particularly like about today, though, is mincemeat. It's not necessarily one of the products that everybody seems to get all excited about.
Right.
And traditionally, in our case, you may think about mincemeat with a spaghetti and meatballs.
Right.
But today, you're showing that it's a product that quite versatile that you can use for maybe a main meal and even to prepare something for the kids.
Definitely, definitely. And what we did today was note that this was the perfect example that the use of mincemeat, because you could have a lot of ways that you could use mincemeat. However, we put it in a sandwich for the kids. It's almost like you see it's in a hot dog bread we use. You could get it at your local supermarkets. For those of the people that bake, you could bake your hot dog bread. And we have the sandwich in there. Right? So the moisture from the sandwich is coming from the sauce that we make to accompany the mincemeat. As I said, this one is for the kids.
Right.
And this is the 4th episode. We are about to turn it up, and we will be turning it up. So just appreciate the flavors. And this one here, I have to let you taste it. I have to let you taste it.
But I probably want to start with the drink, though.
Definitely.
I want to start with the drink. And again, local bananas.
Yep.
Peanut butter. I think every child has a taste
Yep.
for peanut butter.
Definitely.
Stir that in there, and let's see.
Tell me what you think. Don't forget the groundnut sugar cake. We have groundnut
Well,
sugar
I can
cake.
tell you I believe in Santa Claus, right? But no, that's just to bring another child in me anymore. Folks, this is really, really good. And what I like about it, and you're particularly emphasizing it, ensuring that you don't overdo the sugar content.
Definitely.
Because what I'm appreciating here, I'm getting the natural flavor of the banana.
Definitely.
And I think that's what you want, of course, to be able to highlight for the kids, because it's all about not just cooking, but make sure that you maintain a balance in the
Definitely.
nutrition content.
Definitely.
Folks, you don't want to miss it on this one.
Definitely.
But anyway, I don't know, my mouth kind of feeling waiting, Jack. Yeah. So folks, I'm going to dig in. There's a lot to feed. So I'm just going to give me the bigger half, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
No, take the
this
big.
one.
Okay.
I'll take the bigger half. I'll take the bigger half, right? So folks, for those of you who missed it, Chef, you're still seeing this was, of course, on the sauce, the peppers and everything that was in there.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Dig in. I'll drink in.
Just brings out the Italian in me. Mamma mia. That's all I can say. Mamma mia.
Excellent.
And I'm appreciating the texture. You did talk about that initially.
Definitely.
Chopping of the onions and so on, so you can still get a texture in it.
Definitely.
Right, and I'm getting a really nice balance of, what's that green thing again?
Parsley.
Not the parsley.
The thyme?
Not the thyme.
Which one?
Chef, can remember what you put in the thing?
Which green thing?
The one that you normally... Tell me what you put in it again, in the sauce. It offers a really nice balance to it.
Right. The sauce, what we have in the sauce, we have a nice, the brown sugar you're probably getting in the sauce.
No, I'm tasting the one. There's normally folks at home. Normally you use it when you have to season wild meat. Traditionally.
You know what it is, it's shadow benny, man. Come on.
It's interesting that most folks have shadow benny,
Yeah.
and they probably would not think of incorporating it
Definitely.
in a little sauce like this. But certainly it shows there's a lot of these things that we always have in the house.
And we don't use it.
We don't use it. This only brings out the versatility of it.
Definitely. And remember, for the shadow benny as well, you don't want to put too much, guys, going forward. Don't put too much.
You can overpower.
Definitely. You could always add, but you can't take out.
I'm learning. Just knows going to be cooking with JC and friends. He's going to be my friend. Anyway, folks, it was a pleasure being here with you, my brother. This one was all about the kids. It brings to the kid in me, but anyway, I got to go. Bye. Anyway, folks, we're out of here. Let's Cook was brought to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie.